Morning, folks. Today's soap is brought to us from Yulay, Soap of the Gods. This one here is part of a three-part Oktoberfest type scent. This one here, it says, Pumpkin Smash. Had to make sure I had the right one. This one here comes by the way of a 2-ounce variety in the way of soap. All three of them are that way. There's two more that's in this one, of course. We got caramel apple brock and vanilla oak blonde. Some of the scent that you might pick up off of this one here is the pumpkin spices. Yeah, there we go. You see what's left in there, as well as cinnamon and nutmeg. This is part of, in other words, Christmas scents, holiday scents, for instance. And this one here, of course, around Oktoberfest might be something that some might be interested in. Last time I looked, she still has this in stock. She's got several holiday scents. In other words, as goes for October, November, and December, all those scents that that people like to use around that time of the year. She has most of them are available. I think there's one of her Christmas scents that she's got a 5-pack of that is out of stock, but she has a 3-pack that is in stock. But anyhow, it's she's got a wide variety to be choosing from if you're interested in, how can you say, going ahead of time and purchasing these sort of things so that when it comes that time of year, you already have them in your den and not wait too long and then they'll be out of stock. I'm going to follow the shave up with some Irish guys. This is a stout. It's both of these are kind of sort of beer related, if you will. And I thought the two of them would play well together. I've got links down below if you're interested in checking them out. I have this whipped up in a my wooden bowl. This is the this bowl here is the cherry and walnut, and that's what it looks like there on the bottom, and that's what it looks like on the inside. It's got grooves, spiral grooves going down to the bottom of the bowl, and it does whip up a little on the brown side, even though the light might be washing out. Got it whipped up here with the RazoRock 400, and it's pretty wet. It's not quite drippy, very close though, so it should have plenty of glide. The shaver of the day is equipped with a razor. This one here come wrapped like this. It's a sharp. This one here is a titanium. That's what the blade looks like. I have a link down below for this also, and it's linked by the way of Amazon, and that was the best price that I could find. You can get a 100-pack for, I think, what was it, $8.99. Just that's a very good buy. That's hard to beat. That's the reason why I linked it down below, because I get a 100-pack for under $10. Titanium. That's an awesome buy. But the shaver of the day, yeah, this is an iKon Slant X3, if I remember correctly. Getting all the model numbers ready. That's what the bottom of the handle looks like. You can see the blade in there. Blends in pretty good. This is a pretty nice shaver. I got a link down below, and I think this is on sale for about $35. This setup. That's not a whole lot of money for a shaver like this. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning, and go ahead and get started with the Phoenix Arson Accoutrements Holiday Preshave soap here. It is getting thinner. It starts out being 8 ounces. It does take a while to, how can you say, work the the cube down. It'll last you a good long while. At least it has me. This has been an excellent buy. In a way, it's not quite as how you say, as long lasting as an alum block, but considering how long they last, I feel like it's an alum block in this pre-shave soap is a pretty good buy. And that depends if you enjoy using the pre-shave soaps. I think for me it helps with the prep of my skin. Just makes things go smoother, especially if you're going to be using a razor that's a bit on the aggressive side. And it doesn't take very long to work this in. As well as work up a little bit of a lather. As you can tell, it works up pretty quick. Would rinse the hands rather well though, because this stuff is slick. I've had a pretty good time here of late working with the oh gosh, the name slips my mind. It's the Blackland Dart. Yes, that's the one with the titanium blades. Blackland Dart is a wee bit on the it's definitely on the upper end of my medium, if not on the up in the aggressive scale. Very efficient. The more I use it, the more I feel like I can tweak my shaves. If you've been watching any of, getting lather everywhere, if you've been watching some of Chris's shaves of late, some of it have been like a 2-pass shave. And what had happened is that when I started watching those videos, excuse me, it got me to thinking about the Dart, because I had already had that thought in my mind that it was so efficient, wondering if I could get by with a 2-pass shave. And with it being as efficient as it is, how would it last through the next day? In other words, the shave. And I went ahead and went with just a the typical with the grain, then against the grain passes, and it worked out pretty well. It would be the equivalent of the next day. What I had on my face would have been something close to what would be a shave that where I had a mild shaver, but not quite as much in the way of whiskers left over. And I thought, well, maybe if I also tweaked my routine just a little bit, that if I went with maybe across the grain and against the grain, I would even get better results. It is something to think about in a shave routine, especially if you got a razor that's like the Blackland Dart, or maybe you do have the Dart. You can get some pretty good shaves with it, just using 2 passes. This one here, this Slant, is a very smooth shaver. It, for me, my experience is that it is, as it goes for smoothness, I equate it to like Gillette Ball Tech, for instance. Very smooth. Easy to use. Considering it's only $35, it's an awesome buy. It's on sale right now. I don't recall what the, I guess you might say the normal price is. But this scent, my nose, it definitely picks up the pumpkin, but that and the cinnamon is what I pick up mostly. Every once in a while, maybe the nutmeg, maybe, but my nose is not the best in the world, so there is that to consider. Monica, you really need to go visit her website, because like I said, she has got several different scents to be choosing from. So in other words, if you're getting that stuff everywhere, if you think you see something that you don't like, I'm sure you'll find something that you do. She has got several different pumpkin scents. Several. 4, maybe 5, I can't remember. There was a lot. And not all of them are in 2-ounce variety, by the way, in case you're really interested in getting something more along the lines of 4 ounces. With that being said, the same thing with 2 ounces, there's only a selection of the 2-ounce varieties. If there's a pack that's, in other words, that's got 3 or more in there, chances are it's going to be of the 2-ounce variety. And there's plenty of room in the container for those that like to build their lather or load their brush inside the container. Like I said, this is a very smooth shaver, very easy to go in different directions with it not feeling like there's going to be causing a lot of irritation or anything quite like that. So if you got sensitive skin, this one here may not be such a bad choice. But as it goes for aggressiveness, it does not compare to the Blackland Dart. It's a whole lot closer to the Gillette Voltec. It's like night and day. Huge difference in between them. But like I said, I was just experimenting, trying to see how things work, especially with a blade that you probably don't see a whole lot in the way of shave the day of the sharp titanium. But in other words, I used it 2 days in a row, same blade. First shave felt like the second shave, second felt like the first. In other words, couldn't tell the difference. So I'm kind of thinking that with the Dart, I probably could get a good 3 shaves out of it without a problem. And with saying that, if I was using it here in this slant, iKon slant, I could probably, heck, who knows, maybe all week. In other words, 5 days, shave with the same blade. And like I say, it's a pretty good buy for $9 to get a 100 pack. That's the cheapest I could find. So I got a few of them, needless to say. This is such a smooth shaver. It feels just as smooth as the Gillette Tech. It really does. It's a lot of fun to use because as it goes for, I guess you might say you could almost put yourself on automatic and be quite all right with it. I don't have a weight for it, how much it weighs. The handle, in other words, the handle itself has some weight to it. And these handles come in like 2 different varieties. There's one that looks like this, it's on the satin side, and then there's a chrome version of it. But I like this one, going with a lot of their heads are of this kind of satin look to it. And I thought those two matched up better than the chrome and the satin. I just like that combination better as it goes away for looks. Not that it has anything to do with how the shave goes. This scent is really nice. Now, as it goes for not matching the scent with the soap and the aftershave, I think the two will play well together, but my nose does not pick up the scent of the soap at the end of the shave most of the time. Most of the time, it doesn't work that way for me. Not a whole lot left on my face. Right down underneath my chin. There could be a little bit more work, but in other words, to get a BBS, it wouldn't take that much more effort. Probably through my strokes, I could adjust those and it got a better result, if you will. But for me, it's close enough. I don't feel that striving for the BBS is not a thing for me. Smooth and comfortable is, and this is smooth and comfortable. Very easy to use. I do enjoy the challenge though, like of the Blackland Dart. You have to be very careful about your pressure. Put too much pressure, you're definitely going to know it. Might end up with a few weepers, a very sore face, if nothing else. For instance, it's pretty much healed up. What I was using to help out with, I guess you might call it a scrape, I was using Nivea Men, just right about here, right there. Got the pressure off just a bit, and so it didn't bleed, but it did turn red and stay red. So I was using the Nevia Men to help calm things down. And it's just one of those things, like I say, you just have to really pay attention to with the Blackland Dart. This one here, the iKon Slant, you can put more or less on automatic, and boy, just have a easy going shave, just wonderful. I do enjoy these holiday scents. One of the reasons why I do use them through the summer is, for one, is because I do enjoy them more than once a year. And also just to not be like me sometimes and think, oh man, I forgot about that one. And by the time that you finally do go ahead and get it, or decide you're going to get it, it's out of stock, or whatever the case might be. In other words, you're not getting it, or it's well after the fact and the point has already moved, and some other scents are coming up that you would rather use at that time of the year than, say, like this one here for Oktoberfest. But I enjoy all three of them. Like I say, they come in 2-ounce varieties, so they don't come in 4-ounce. So you have to take them while you can get them. Like I say, this one here, I've got a link down below. It's an Etsy site, and this is one of those containers that I appreciate quite a bit, because not only does it have a plastic restrictor, which does help in the way of working. I don't know if you can see, there's a plate there, right there. In other words, almost like a post coming down from the top of the cap that goes inside that plastic restrictor to help keep the aftershave inside the bottle. I appreciate those kind of designs. As it goes for the scent on this one here, one of the scents that seems to stand out for me is hazelnut. At least that's what my nose picks up. Yours might be totally different, but boy, does this smell good. Yeah, this is awesome. On the dry down, it does change, but my nose could not tell you what it's smelling. Outside that, I just really like this one here. I have not tried any other scent. For me, it's just that I really like this one, so I feel compelled, if I go to buy another one, it's going to be the same one. I just really like this scent. And I'm a coffee drinker. Hazelnut is also one of those creamers that I use. I use quite a few different ones, but hazelnut is one of them. And just a wonderful shave this morning. I hope everybody's having a great Monday morning. Mine's starting out fantastic. Stay safe, stay healthy, and smooth shaves to you.